look, I got sent the Crow script and a comic book very early on in my career. I was making music videos in Los Angeles, and I got this thing called an agent. In Hollywood, that's very important to have an agent, otherwise people don't respond to you in any way. No one takes your calls unless your agent is involved. And they take 10% of everything that you make. So you have a very warm relationship with your agent usually. So I got sent a whole bunch of stuff, and they were offering me stuff. You know, they're very in Hollywood, they are very quick to exploit young talent, right? Very quick to do so, and continues to this day. But as a young filmmaker, you go, I want to be exploited. That's why I'm here. You know, exploit me. So I got sent incredible intellectual material such as Nightmare on Elm Street #5, which I decided I didn't really want to direct. And I'm an Australian, so I have a very dry sense of humour. And you're going to have a hard time translating all this stuff. But anyway, so I got sent a whole bunch of crap, basically, a whole bunch of shit. And I decided I didn't want to do any of it. And then this thing called The Crow, I hadn't heard of the comic book at all. The comic book was an underground, very limited print. I mean, everyone knows about The Crow because of the movie, not the comic book, you know. So this thing came along from a producer called Ed Pressman, who had done some interesting stuff at the time. The script was quite frankly terrible. It was an awful script, but I looked at the comic book. The comic book immediately graphically grabbed my attention. James O'Barr's comic book is conceptually it's very simple. It's a very simple story, but it's a beautiful story, and his graphics are really striking, you know. So I called the producer and said, look, I like the comic, I hate the script. I was very honest, as I continued to be, much to my, you know, to my chagrin there. And but I said, can I make, you know, I want to make it more like the comic book, and I want to shoot it in black and white because the comic book is black and white. He nodded and smiled, you know, because he knew that there's no way on earth they would let me shoot it in black and white. But he humoured me. He lied to me basically, as they tend to do in Hollywood. We started writing the script. Me and a great writer, David Scow, he did all the writing. I just gave him advice. We would sit in my apartment in Los Angeles into the wee hours of the morning, and he would write, and I would give him crazy ideas. But we were trying to get it more like the comic, which we both really liked, you know. Yeah, that's how it all came together.
Ok, pues bueno, él lo que comenta es que cuando estaba haciendo vídeos musicales en Los Ángeles, su agente, que tienes que tener un agente cuando trabajas allí en Hollywood porque si no, no te contesta nadie, y que se lleva un 10% de lo que haces, pero que para él es bueno, pues él comenta que su agente le enviaba muchísimo material, porque en Hollywood les gusta explotar el talento joven. Que bueno, que a él le gusta que le exploten, así que él estaba contento en ese momento. Pero que de todo el material que le llegó, la mayoría era, y por eso me ha dicho que va a ser difícil traducir esto, me ha dicho que era una mierda, básicamente. Entonces, bueno, pues eso, le llegó mucho material de mierda, como él ha comentado, y que, bueno, le llegó entre otras cosas el Cuervo. Y lo curioso del Cuervo es que el cómic no es muy conocido, porque de hecho mucha gente más conoce la película que el cómic del Cuervo. Entonces a él le llegó el cómic de la mano del guión. Y claro, él leyó el guión y el guión le pareció terrible, le pareció muy malo, pero el cómic le encantó, le parecía que la historia era oscura pero muy bonita. Entonces él cogió, llamó a su agente y dijo, mira, me encanta el cómic, pero odio el guión. Me gustaría volver a reescribir este guión para hacerlo más como el cómic y además hacer la película en blanco y negro, porque el cómic era en blanco y negro. Dice que su agente no sonrió, pero que le dijo que sí. Obviamente le estaba mintiendo, no le dejaron hacerla en blanco y negro. Y bueno, que él se puso entonces a reescribir el guión con los guionistas para hacerlo más con el cómic, como el cómic. Y es lo que comento.